Hi there. My name is Elaine. I'm a yoga instructor and co-founder of the Yoga Cooperative, and I am here to teach a chair yoga class for those. Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm a yoga instructor and physical therapist, and I am here to guide you through a chair yoga class. So if you're doing this at home, I would invite you to get yourself a comfortable chair. Any props you might need that I could suggest that would be at home would be a blanket. I have lots here, but you can use a book. So maybe just grabbing, if you have a book, a phone book, a textbook, and a blanket, or even as a firm pillow would be useful as a block. So I'll give you a moment to get your things together and get a comfortable seated position before we get started. So I will be teaching this class, obviously, without being able to see you, the student. So I invite you to, I'm going to present positions and poses to you that I am suggesting, but it's not you have choice as to what pose you want to do, what feels right in your body, make necessary modifications. I will provide suggestions for modifications, but ultimately, and that is the practice of yoga, is that you who understand and know your body best make the appropriate decisions for yourself during this class. And on that note, we will get ready to get started. So find a comfortable seated position, feet on the floor, and using a blanket under the foot, or like I said, a book under the foot if your feet don't reach the floor, or if you want a little more grounding underneath your feet. Hands can rest on your thighs or alongside your body, wherever they feel comfortable, whatever feels like the right position for you. Gently close your eyes. And just start to bring yourself into this moment. Draw your awareness away from the outside world. Drawing your awareness to the space inside the room that you're in. Drawing your awareness to the chair that you're sitting on. Draw your awareness to your breath, moving in and out of your body. Slowly letting the outside distractions dissipate and just fade off into the background. And just focusing on you, the one being that you are. And we do that through working with the breath. It's not an easy task. We just start wherever we are. But the first step is noticing the breath and just focusing on how it feels moving in and out of your body. Drawing breath in through your nose or your mouth. Feeling that breath fill the lungs, fill the rib cage, fill the abdomen. And then on the exhale, feeling the release, feeling the contraction of the rib cage and the abdomen as it draws back in. Until we feel the urge to refill again on an inhale. And releasing on the exhale. We're going to continue with this breathing for about 10 to 12 more breaths at your own pace. Noticing what thoughts and feelings come up. Sometimes it's hard to get still and to quiet our minds, and that's okay. We're all on different paths. We all have different struggles. All we ask is that we notice without judgment. Ten more breaths. After your 10th breath, you can gently flutter your eyelids open, softly gazing at the screen in front of you. We're going to start to warm up the spine through a seated cat-cow. On an inhale, we're going to draw the chest up, lifting the chest, maybe drawing the shoulders back. Gentle lift, gentle extension in the back. And then an exhale, we're rounding forward, bringing the chin towards the chest a little bit. Maybe the back rounds towards the back of the chair. And then we're going to continue going back and forth, maybe getting a little more movement each time as the spine warms up. Using whatever motion you have available to you. Maybe start to lift the chin if that feels okay on your neck. And rounding down. Maybe bringing the shoulders forward a little bit, stretching the upper back. I'm going to continue this way for 4 more rounds. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you round. And if this breath pattern doesn't work for you, the inhale with the lift, you can breathe however you want, as long as you're breathing. That's the goal. Doesn't matter if you're in sync with me or with anyone else, as long as you're in sync with yourself. And let's do one more. And back down to center. Taking a moment here to pause. Feeling any new sensations in your spine and your back. And then we're going to take our knees apart and we're going to make this movement of the spine a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Here is where I invite you to place a book between your knees on the floor. If you think you might have trouble reaching all the way down to the floor. And on the inhale, we're going to lift our arms to whatever height feels right to you. Hands come down to center, and then we fold forward between our legs. Hands come down to the blocks, head drops heavy. And then we roll up. Head and neck stay heavy, arms lift. Back up to center, and we fold forward. Again, moving slowly and mindfully, being aware of any areas that might be catching or not feeling so great, and being kind to ourselves and moving slowly through those spots or not moving past them at all. We'll go through this 3 more times, inhaling and breathing. Inhaling and breathing. This last time around, we're going to lift up. And as we fold forward, we're going to stay folded forward. So this is where, if you have something your hands can be on to ground, a block, a book, or the floor. And we'll just take about 5 or 6 breaths here through the back body. So now feeling the back of the rib cage expand on the inhale, creating space in the back. And exhaling and releasing. Maybe creating more of a forward fold as you release. Inhale, create space. Exhale, release. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Once again, keeping the head heavy, you can move your prop to the side, walk your feet in towards each other and slowly roll up. Back to center. Hands back on the thighs, pausing to reflect and to feel and to notice. We're going to start to warm up the legs here. So taking your right leg, just extend the right knee, lifting the foot up towards the ceiling and back down. Again, trying to move with your breath. So each movement has a breath attached to it, either an inhale or an exhale. And that keeps us breathing for one, and it also keeps us mindful on the movement. Feeling the contraction in the right thigh muscle as your foot lifts, engaging that muscle. And then the release on the way down. Engage and lift and release. This last time we're going to engage and lift, and now we're going to point and flex the foot up and down like you're pressing a gas pedal, stretching out the back of the calf and the top of the foot. And then maybe making some circles if you have that available to you. Circles in the ankle in one direction, and circle the ankle in the other direction. And one more time around. One more lift, squeeze the thigh muscle, feel that engagement along the whole entirety of the top of your leg, and then exhale and release. Closing our eyes once again to feel, to notice. Notice the sensation from the right leg versus the left. And then gently opening our eyes and moving on to the left side. Inhaling, lifting the foot up and down. Moving at your own breath and your own pace and your own range of motion. Notice if this leg feels any different than the right leg. We're often different from side to side, and that comes up a lot in yoga. It's nothing to judge, it's just something to notice. Last time, lift up, pointing and flexing the foot. Again, feeling the stretch on the back of the calf as we draw the toes back, and feeling the stretch along the top of the foot as we draw forward. Circling the ankle if that's available to you. And then reversing direction. If at any time there's a motion that's not accessible to you, great choice to make is just to sit and breathe and come back to your breathing. Or any motion that feels good to you. It doesn't have to be something I'm telling you. It could be anything you feel your body is calling for. That's your yoga. And release the foot. Feet flat on the floor. Once again, pausing to breathe and reflect. And we're going to go into a side bend here. So the right hand is going to drop to the side of the chair. So if you want to, you can grab the chair leg to give yourself a little traction. Otherwise, just having your hand at the side is fine. We're going to start with the side bend at the neck. So we're going to bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Feeling the stretch along the right side of the neck here. Dropping the right shoulder down. Again, moving with within your own means. We don't want to fully stretch to our end range right at the beginning. We want to allow our body to relax into the motion. These muscles on me especially are very tight, so I have to be very gentle going into it. Try and maintain as much of a straight spine as you can, or a natural spine, sitting upright. I'm going to breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently releasing the hand if you have a grasp on the leg, and bring your head up to center. Let's do a couple of neck rolls, just rolling your chin towards your chest from side to side. Release that right side of the neck. Nice and gentle. Until we come back up to center. We'll switch sides. Left hand comes down along the side or grasping the chair leg. And then right ear comes to right shoulder. Drawing the shoulder back a little bit. Sitting up as comfortably as we can. Allowing those muscles to soften and release on their own accord without us tugging on them. We're just providing the environment for the muscles to soften and release. We're not forcing anything. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release the hand. Head comes back up to center. This time we'll gently turn left, looking over the left shoulder. Slowly coming forward to pause. And turn right, looking over the right shoulder. Come forward to pause. And we'll do that one more time. Looking left and forward and looking right. So next we'll increase the side bend to move more along the side of our trunk. So again, we'll start with our left hand down on either down towards the floor on the chair leg. And our right arm can be in a number of places. Our right arm can stay here on the leg. It can come to the shoulder, or it can come overhead. So different options for different ranges of motion. And all we're going to do is drop our left hand down and bend over to the left side, stretching the right side of the body. We want to try and ground through this right hip. So this right hip is not coming up. The right hip is pressing down, keeping us grounded, keeping that base for that lift and for that length. And making sure we can breathe. So not going so far where we're holding our breath. Taking a few moments here to notice how the sensation feels to you. And we'll do one more breath, in and out. And slowly come back up to center. Hands can rest on the thighs once again. Pause to feel and reflect and notice. And then we'll move to the other side. Right hand down, left hand, hip, thigh, shoulder, overhead. Slowly bending down, grounding down. So grounding meaning weight. So sometimes the weight is actually our hand, right? So we're pressing our hand down into the chair, into the hip, to ground it into the chair. And that's a great adjustment to make if you're having trouble keeping that hip down. Still getting the benefits of the side bend. One last breath, breathing in and out, slowly coming back up, pausing here in the center. Hands on thighs. Maybe rolling out the shoulders a little bit, wiggle if you want to, any little movement that comes to mind that would feel good right now. And next we'll move into a twist. So being very careful with the twists. All of these poses, I invite you to go into slowly. We don't need to go to the full end range, what we have available right away. That just creates some resistance in the nervous system. So we want to allow our nervous system time to accommodate to the position. So we're going to go slowly into the twist, allowing our nervous system to adjust, respond, and let go. So once again, left hand's going to come. It can either come on the back of the chair if you want, back here. It can come on the chair leg. It can stay on your thigh. Whatever position is comfortable for you. You can grab the back of the chair, the base of the chair. And then your right hand is going to come to the left knee. Okay. So I'm not really twisting yet, just a tiny little bit. So we're going to take a breath here and inhale. And on the exhale, we're just going to turn maybe a third or a quarter of the way. Pausing here to notice how it feels. Is this our end? Is this enough for us today? And if it is, perfectly fine. We'll just stay here and breathe. If you want to go further on the next breath, it's another quarter turn. Again, each step of the way, we're noticing, we're feeling, we're reflecting. Leaving it up to you to go as deep into this twist as you feel is right for you today. I'm going to stay right here. There's an option if you want to turn your head a little further. That feels okay on your neck. That's an option here as well. You've got about 3 more breaths here. Now get ready to slowly unwind. So releasing the hands, gently drawing the shoulders forward. Again, any kinks you want to work out, feel free. Resting here in neutral before we twist to the other side. I like to reset in neutral before going the other direction. So when you're ready, right hand comes back to whatever position feels good to you, behind the chair, on the chair leg, on the chair back, behind your back, on your thigh. Left hand's gonna come across, if available, to the right thigh. And then we gently twist a quarter of the way, pausing, noticing. And then continuing to work at your own pace within your own reflection. Continue to deepen the twist if you'd like, or stay and pause wherever you feel is a good stopping point for yourself. Might feel different from side to side. You might twist further one side than the other. Pretty common. We'll take one more breath here. And again, gently releasing, slowly moving back to center, working out any kinks that you might have. So let's start to build a little bit of movement here, a little bit of heat. We're going to bring our arms to the side and start by just lifting and inhaling our arms up and exhaling down. If this range of motion is not available to you, working within whatever range you have available is excellent, as well as just imagining, envisioning, using imagery to feel your arms lifting up towards the ceiling, and light as air, as if they're moving through just soft tufts of cotton, soft clouds. But just the use of imagery has an effect on our well-being, our stress levels. So we're gonna add the leg in with this next lift. So as we lift the arms, our right knee is gonna extend and exhale down. And then we lift and the left leg extends and exhale down. So a little more work here, a little more balance is required. We only have one contact with the earth, which is the 1 foot. So feeling that work and the balancing. Again, moving slow and at your own pace. Then we'll do one more time to each side. And the last one. And exhale, release. Hands come to thighs. Notice, reflect, and pause. And we'll move into warrior 2 from here. So warrior 2 on the chair is going to look like this. We'll start with the right knee out to the side. right foot out to the side. And the left leg is going to come alongside you wherever it lands that is comfortable. It can be fully extended out to the side. It could be knee bent. Just trying to get right knee out to the side a little bit, and then the feet to be apart. So starting with our legs, starting with our grounding, we're gonna return to our sitting bones and feel the grounding through our hips, maybe even pressing down a little bit and reminding our hips to stay grounded. Feeling the contact of our feet on the floor. And then we gently lift the arms up into a T or into whatever version of arms you choose for today. And then gently turning the head to the right and looking over the right fingertips, gazing at the right side. Eyes are soft, jaw is soft. And just breathing while we hold. If your arms get tired, you can just bring them down to the chair. We're going to do 2 more breaths here. Noticing what comes up as you hold longer, as the struggle starts to percolate underneath the surface. What is that saying to you? What do you receive that as? And can you just sit with it and just know that we all struggle? And can we just sit with it without judging? Release the arms down, bring the legs back to center. Pause in neutral to reflect and feel. Nice full breath in and out. And then let's get ready to switch sides. Left knee, left foot come out to the side. Right leg and foot are drawing back and away. Resetting through our hips and maybe putting a little pressure down, reminding the pelvis to ground down and support us. And then arms out to the side. Gentle turn to the left. Soft gaze over the left hand. Trying to bring a sense of lightness to the trunk and the head. With each breath, just gently lifting off that grounded pelvis. So feeling a rooting through the feet and through the hips and through the thighs. And that rooting allows us to lift softly away, rising up through our spine, through the crown of the head. We'll do a couple more breaths here. Again, releasing your arms if they get tired. Or maybe pushing through a little bit. Seeing where your limits are. And release. Release the arms, bring the knees. We're going to bring the feet back in, but keep your knees apart. If your blocks are nearby and you used those before, go ahead and bring those back in front of you. From here, we're going to fold forward. Hands can stay on the knees or they can drop to the floor in front of you, either one. So we're going to fold forward, bringing the crown of the head towards the floor. Breathing into the back, the neck, the hips. We'll do one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release whatever needs to be released at this point of class. And slowly roll up. You can move the blocks away a little bit, bring your feet back together. And let's roll out the shoulders. Maybe roll out the neck. And come back to center. Next pose we'll do will be the same legs, but it's called extended side angle. So we'll go back to the right foot out, left foot out to the side. This time our forearm, we lean on that right thigh, tilting the body sideways towards the right thigh a little bit. And then again, the left arm can come up and over. It can come to the shoulder, hip. Any place that's comfortable. We're just trying to get a little side bend, a little side shift. Feeling the length all along the left side of the body, all the way down the outer left leg. Maybe putting some pressure through the left hip. That feels good. The head is either oriented straight ahead. You can look down at your right knee, or you can look up to the ceiling. Whatever feels good on your neck. Trying to draw the right shoulder back so it's not crunching up towards our ear. We're drawing back and away, creating space between the shoulder and the ear. Maybe as we hold, you go a little deeper if that feels okay. That deeper can be straightening the left leg more. It could be side bending a little more. It could be staying just where you are. We'll take about 4 or 5 more breaths here. Final breath, we release the hand, we draw the left leg back in. Walk the feet together. Pause, reflect, and notice. And we'll go to the other side. So left foot wriggles out to the left. Right foot extended back. Left forearm is going to come to the left thigh. And then we start to shift our weight over to the left. And then right arm, again, up and over. Shoulder, hip. All the while noticing our breath, making sure we're breathing, our breath is easeful and soft. So it's not labored and stuck. If we're having trouble breathing, we're going too deep into the pose. So just back off a little bit. Return to your breath. And then you can see if you can go further. But the key is the breath. Being able to maintain that in a soft and easeful manner. Sending a message to your body that it's safe, that what we're doing is safe. Lessens resistance, lessens pain. Again, turning your head if you'd like in either direction. Couple more breaths. On the last breath, we slowly release, a little bit at a time, walking the feet back together. This time, let's bring the chin to the chest. Let's round forward. Maybe the forearms come down, bringing the head a little closer to the knees and the thighs. Just breathing through the back body, feeling maybe the spread of the shoulder blades, opening up some space on your upper back. Maybe feeling space in your lower back. Slowly rising up. We'll finish with one more pose. That's going to target some strengthening in the arms, actually throughout the whole body. So this will be a good kind of final pose before we rest into Shavasana or meditation. So if you have the space, scoot yourself to the front of the chair a little bit more. We're going to take our arms or our hands and place them behind us on the chair. So I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. So hands are on the back of the chair or on the sides of the chair, kind of holding the sides of the chair, lifting the shoulders up, back, around, and down. So try to gently squeeze the shoulder blades on the back. Okay, elbows are trying to point backwards towards the back of the chair. Pressing down into your hand, you'll feel a lift through your chest and a lift through your spine, engaging through the upper back muscles, engaging through the chest muscles. This is step one or part one. So this is a fine place to stay and work on just upper extremity strength, arm strength. If you want to increase the work here, we'll straighten one leg, straighten the right leg, pressing down, holding for 3 or 4 breaths. So now engaging the muscles in the right thigh, in the shoulders, in the arms, triceps, hands, and release. Releasing everything. Nice full breath. And then we reset, roll the shoulders back, draw the elbows towards each other, pointing towards the back of the chair if possible. Press down through the hands, lift through the chest, squeeze your shoulders together. Extend the left knee this time if you'd like. Feeling the work in the left thigh, left calf, the shoulders, the trunk, pretty much getting work everywhere here. For one more breath, inhale and exhale, release. Letting go, even letting go of the chair, shake out your hands. We're gonna do one more time to each side. So hands back in their position, roll the shoulders back, elbows point back, shoulder blades squeeze together. This time, maybe trying to draw the belly button slightly and feel the engagement in your lower belly muscles. Press down into the chair, lift the chest, possibly extend the leg. Keep grounding through that left foot. So put some pressure through that left foot to keep you stable. For one more breath, inhale and release. I'm feeling that. Okay, one more time. Arms, press down, lift the chest, extend the leg if you wish. Press down to the right foot. So even the right leg is doing a little work here. Draw the belly button in slightly, just as if you were zipping up a pair of pants. For 2 more breaths. And release. Good job. Shake it out. Roll out the shoulders, maybe roll out the neck. All right. So for the final pose, we're going to move into some form of Shavasana. So that could mean getting out of your chair and lying down on a couch or the floor. It can mean getting yourself comfy in the chair by putting a pillow or a blanket behind you. And maybe that prop that you used before, if you have the books, you can have your feet resting on the books or the prop, just so you can kind of lean back and relax. Let the legs be straight if possible. Hands are going to be on your thighs. And I invite you to close your eyes. We're going to do a little body scan here just to see how we did with class today. Starting with the heels and the feet and the ankles. What is that feeling to you? Traveling up the calves into the knees. Do the knees feel soft and relaxed, or are they resisting? If you notice some areas of resistance, just breathing into that space. Soft, easeful breaths send messages to the brain that everything's okay, we're safe. Traveling up the thighs, the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh. Maybe noticing the warmth of our hands on top of the thigh, if that's where our hands are right now. Feeling the contact of the pelvis on the chair, the weight of the hips grounding into the chair and the chair grounding into the earth, or whatever surface you're on. Noticing any sensations in your trunk, your spine, your shoulders, your neck. Anything that needs attention and awareness and breath. Pause and give it that space, that time, that attention. Checking in with your face and your jaw. Releasing any tension, creating space between the teeth, space between the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Check in with your eyes and your forehead. Are they soft and relaxed? Can they relax a little further still? Noticing finally any sensations along your scalp, your hair. The feel of the air. We're going to stay here in Shavasana for about 15 more breaths. I invite you to start to bring your awareness back to the space around you, to feel the air on your skin, the sensations in your fingers and toes, sensation around the crown of your head. As you start to bring yourself back, I'm going to read a quote by Paul Coelho. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't really you, so that you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. In these final moments of Shavasana, reflect on who is that person, who is really you. Are you being true to that person? And if not, what can you do? to improve that truth. I thank you all for sharing this journey with me today. May you be happy and may you be free. And may the energy we created today during class benefit all beings everywhere. Thank you and namaste.